And shaboop, we are live. All right, everybody that is here. Hello, anybody in chat. Welcome to Misadventures Cowrie Part 1. Darby, you excited?
I am so excited.
Yes. For anybody, we're going to do a recap, but yes, for anybody that was not aware, Darby, being sick for the finale of the well heist, we had to throw a couple things in. Hello, Moss. Welcome in.
Hello, Moss.
Yes, this is going to be a wonderfully fun little session. Where in the world could Cowrie be? What are they up to? And how are they possibly going to find their way back to Moat? Darby, you excited?
I'm very excited. Where in the world is Cowrie Shadrach?
Where in the world is Cowrie Shadrach? And yes, and also, Moss and I were talking about it. This Misadventures is going to have a different thumbnail than the other Misadventures due to the whole the new palm in the fist kind of theme. So I'm very excited. Moss, we cannot wait to see what you whip up. Thank you.
Very exciting. Very
Yes.
cool, Moss. I can't wait to see.
And I'm 80% certain that Kate's going to show up, and then maybe we're going to have some other very friendly people. But for right now, Darby, it's just you and me and a whole wide world. So let's get excited for that.
And Kenneth Ward,
And
that
Kenneth
son of a
Ward.
bitch.
I'm doing my nervous little, I'm getting excited. I'm doing my little sways like an octopus in the water.
Amazing. I'm good to go. I've got my seltzer. I've got my broken tangle. Rest in pieces.
R.I.P. Tangle.
Get it back together. It immediately broke again. I need a new one.
Also, by the way, shout out to McClover, a person that joined I believe our previous Palm in the Fist stream, just subscribed. McClover, thank you so much, and Darby just gave you inspiration to use whenever you may want to use it. McClover, thank you so much. We appreciate the support, and thank you for being just a regular viewer, man. We're happy to have you here, so awesome.
Thank you for the inspiration.
And thank you for helping out the players. It's always fun.
So I do not forget.
Also, is the chat fucked up in some way? Hold on 1 second. Let me check this out. Oh, it's fine. No, it's not. Actually, we love.
What happened?
It's just cutting off some longer messages. Hello, Kate. We are almost ready to rock. I'm just making sure everything works fine. Make it a little bit tinier, just a little bit. Hold on, we're gonna move it down just a tad.
Chat's on the move.
Chat, you're moving. There we go. That's the best I can do. That's the best we got.
Very good.
It's gonna look a little
Best
bit
is good.
little bit jank. All good right there. And then hold on.
We love a little bit of jank.
Popping up. Yeah, exactly. There's no problem with a little bit of jank.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take this really quickly. How do we sound, by the way, everybody? We sound okay? Should move you guys up. Yeah, that's fine. That's all right. We won't even notice it. We sound good, thank you, Moss.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Kate, Moss, McClover, you. You have inspiration. And are you ready to hop in and find out where in the world is Cowrie Shadrach?
I am so ready.
All right, so we want to play some
There's
D&D?
my bird clock. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, awesome. Then Darby, as always, a deep and cleansing breath before we begin. Sound good?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, then, please join me. And everything after a nice and grounding breath is canon. So, I'm going to give a really quick recap, unless you would like to summarize what happened the last time you were sadly not here.
Ooh, I trust you to do that.
Okay, not a problem at all. I got your back.
you.
Quick recap for anybody wondering what the hell's going on right now. Where's everybody else? What's going on? Last we saw Cowrie, they were in the midst of the largest heist the well had ever seen. With the loot of Tholoth Auditor, they were able to enter Balar Fortress and command 101 robots to act as a distraction. In the meantime, Cowrie and Mud were tasked with retrieving Fred from the food chain Arena Kennels, while Olive and her made their way into the vaults to steal upwards of 24,000 gold without ever being spotted. However, during their escape from the kennels, Cowrie and crew were interrupted by Kenneth Ward, who expressed that he had no interest in Cowrie's bounty in the arbor, and said that for a private conversation with Cowrie, they could all part ways peacefully. Ken stated that he wanted to resolve turmoil, revealed himself to an isolated Cowrie, and that is the last our lovable pirates saw of Cowrie. But what exactly happened? What went wrong, and what is Ken planning? Darby and everyone in chat, y'all ready to find out?
So ready?
Okay, got it. The reason that I have this music going with a thunderstorm, Cowrie, as you begin to come to, your senses come back to you one at a time. You can feel it in your chest, in your stomach, in your soul of souls, that some time has passed since your conversation with Ken. But your memory is foggy. You can't remember exactly what happened. And of your 5 senses, I would like you to tell me which of Cowrie's senses comes back first.
First, I think would be hearing is one of the senses that Cowrie tends to be most tuned into.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. You're able to hear waves crashing somewhere deep below you. You hear crews, people, yelling back and forth to one another. You're able to hear chains rattling and like crates being hoisted up a great distance. You're able to hear lightning strike and thunder crash overhead, like you're in the middle of a bad storm out at sea. And you also hear like banjo music, but it's not like from a banjo. It's like scratchy and a little bit like weird, like strange reverberations, like it's being played through like an echo. Give me a quick history check, and I'll say give it to me with advantage. And Gab's here. Hello, Gab.
Hello, Gab! That is a 16 history.
16? You remember back very first session of this game, pre-stream and everything, you remember the little music men that were working inside of that strange, like, iron device inside of Coco Twinkledream's office. You are able to hear the sound of a record playing on a gramophone somewhere, wherever you are right now.
Interesting.
Okay. 1 sense down, 4 more to go. Which one's next?
Next, I think, would be smell, as Cowrie is starting to become a little bit more aware.
Okay, I got my phone going off right now. Just going to silence that. And I can tell you that the smell of this room is comforting. You're able to smell, wherever you are, you smell like coffee and fresh bread. And you're also able to smell the gentle smoke of unscented candles. And you're also able to smell the sea from a distance away. Not like you're within the sea, not like you're on a ship, but like the wind coming off of the shore and blowing the aura inward. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Next.
Okay. Remember 5 senses. Taste. Taste after smell.
Taste. In your mouth, you're immediately able to taste the crackedness of your own lips and the dryness of your own palate, as if you have not been, like, as if you have not eaten or drank anything within the last maybe 8 hours to maybe like 16 hours. Okay, you're also able to taste it's metallic and it's very earthen. Like it was like some kind of concoction of differing ingredients, all within like the same kind of genre. Give me a quick nature or medicine check.
Medicine. That is a 17.
With a 17, you are able to. As you kind of like just like suck your tongue across the roof of your mouth, you just get a like you know how smell is so often associated with taste. Like smell is like 80% of taste or whatever. As it hits your nostrils, you're able to remember the smell. You've only experienced this once before, and to you it was only several hours ago. This smells like and this tastes like the tranquilizer that was used on Rahi, that was used on Fred back in the kennels.
Spaghettios. So definitely realizing that and starting to put together, like, remembering where they were and not knowing what has happened since then. Like, oh, And next, touch starts to come back as they start to like start moving a little bit as like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, got it. You start again. This is all happening within like 5 seconds, basically. As you start kind of moving back and forth, you realize that you're on your back. Actually, you're not on your back. You're on your side, and there's something like covering you. And you realize in this moment you're laying on like a soft feather bed, in the same clothes that you were wearing back from the heist. And there's like a blanket over top of you right now. That's what you go like. Again, extremely soft. The pillow under your head is soft, and like the blanket is like heavy and like kind of like tucked in, like very snug, so you can't move that much. You're able to feel again, like just touch. The room is comfortable. The room is like warm from the candles like burning around you that you could smell before. But there's one thing in the room that like again, just like what you can feel in your body immediately. There is touch. There is a coldness against your wrist, and you're able to feel it's like cold and metallic and circular, going around the circumference of your wrist just below the thumb. You've had enough things to know this is a handcuff, and kind of like moving around just like a little bit more. There's about 5 feet of slack on this handcuff. It's like an extended chain.
Okay. All right. And then with that, finally becoming fully aware, fully awake, is going to open their eyes and see where they are.
Absolutely awesome. And we could say that like just for like, do you like sit up? Do you like try to get like the blankets off of you? Like what do you try to do?
Definitely an immediate like sitting bolt straight upwards, like because last we left, like I was going to talk to Ken. The party was split up. Like a moment of like, are my friends here? Do I need to like jump into action and go like kill somebody right now?
Absolutely. So you wake up, you sit up, and you are able to look around, and you're in a very lavish room. It's not as big as like a penthouse in the Well, but it's larger than like a modern day like studio apartment. Think like a luxury hotel room. On the ceiling, a small metal chandelier with like 6 candles flickering and illuminating the rest of the room. On the walls, there are like hat hooks and coat hangers and paintings and portraits of like green, lush landscapes and like gorgeous sunrises. There's one door leading in and out of this room, with one window behind you. So like your bed is like in like the corner of the room basically, and there's a window in like the center of the wall that's currently covered in like it's barred in like black iron bars basically, so like people can't easily get in or get out. There's also on the opposite end of the room, you're currently laying in a twin bed in one like think like college dorm room where it's like bed, window, twin bed. Make sense?
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
You're able to see like a small kitchen table in the center of the room, along with like an open door to like a small half bathroom, indoor plumbing like the Terraborg Manor, and taking all of this in as you kind of like sit up, the last thing that you see, and also going back to the idea of touch, it is horrifying because you feel light. The comfortable weight of your loots, of your purple bag, 32, all of your shinies, they have all left you. And actually, this is actually a pretty good opportunity to ask, because the only thing that you are wearing right now is like your clothing from the heist and your rainbow sealskin. What is Cowrie wearing in this moment? As I don't think we really have focused much on like their attire, really.
Oh, Cowrie, under all of the like the bandolier and the loots and the trinkets and the sealskin, is usually wearing like a kind of like tight leather, like kind of bodice armor situation, and kind of very almost stereotypical piratey, like red and black like pinstripe pants that are kind of like billowy and like cinched at the bottom, and these tall boots with all sorts of like beads and like chains and little jewelry bits like strung onto the laces. So even and all these sorts of like bracelets and earrings and many necklaces. So even without all of their like stuff is still a very like jingly, noisy presence, but is definitely feeling like very bare without all of their usual like just library of things that they usually have hanging off their person.
Yeah. As you sit up, you recognize that, and you're able to realize that your like handcuff is linked onto a metal rod connected at like your side of the room, like the wall leading like from the bed over to like the desk on your side, and like over to like the far and like near to the door. And you're able to say like you have enough slack that you could basically walk the length of this room without crossing over to the other side. Make sense?
Okay, gotcha.
Is there anything you do in this moment before we continue?
First of all, I want to, sitting there, do I feel like the place where I am is moving like I'm on a ship on the water?
Darby, with Cowrie's incredible knowledge of ships, there is a uncomfortable stillness to the room that you're in right now. And it feels like this room is not moving or tilting with like the axis of waves.
Okay. And the other thing I want to do immediately. So there's no one else in the room, right? I know you said
No
there
one
was
else in the
another
room.
bed.
There's
Okay.
one other bed, yes.
Gotcha. Seeing the room I'm in, seeing the window, I want to get up and look out the window and see like if I can tell where I am or what is out there.
Okay, you get up, you walk out, like, as you, like, pull the chain with you as you go over to the window, and, like, the chain goes taut as you're able to kind of, like, grab onto one of the, like, black iron bars and kind of, like, peer out. Give me a quick, perception check, if you will.
That is a 21.
Jesus Christ, I forgot how good we roll in this game. With the 21, as you stare out of the window, the first thing you notice is like, so you are able to see just the sea, endless sea. But the waves are black and the sky is dark and there are like black clouds overhead with lightning streaking around, rain whipping up against the glass, and with a, oh my god, with a check above a 20, and you're able to see about maybe 150 miles away a black wall of clouds and energy, as you're able to notice the Fury is maybe only like a day of sailing away. But also what you're able to see here is it's weird because you're looking out of a window, and as you peer down and peer up, there's nothing above you, and there's nothing that you can see below you. Almost like this room is at like the edge of a cliff, basically. However, with a 24, I believe, right?
21.
Oh my god, okay, it's above a 20. With a 21, you're able to see that, like, to the edge of your vision, like, towards, like, the end of, like, where you can see out of the window, there are chains and lines hanging off of, like, wherever the roof of this, like, building is that you're in, and it's just dropping down outside of your field of view, going directly down. And you're able to hear like a massive crane hoisting something up. And as, like, you're able to see this massive crate contained within, like, a net as it's being pulled seemingly above where you, like, above the room, like, above the building where you just, like, it's going to the roof, basically. You're able to see on the box itself, written out in Common and in Elvish, Thoros armor.
Oh, you're kidding. Cowrie doesn't know what that means, but Jesus Christ.
Not even slightly.
Oh, man.
With a 21, you haven't seen anything down, you haven't seen anything up. Are you trying to identify where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to identify any landmarks to tell where I am specifically, or anything that I can see in the way of, like, helpful for an exit strategy outside, like a dock or like a crowded city, things like even though there's no city at sea, but things like that.
Give me a quick, I'll say either a nature or a history check, because you've sailed all over this world.
Okay. Let's do this one. Nature or history. Both intelligence. Good. 10.
A 10 overall?
Yes.
You do realize one thing. You're able to see the Fury, and Barnum definitely has taught you like the ways of navigating this seas, of like how to anticipate the Fury's movements, kind of how it moves, how fast it moves, things like that. And you're able to notice that like with the like almost like the incremental ticking of this of like the stars as they go by, as the day shifts from night to as the day shifts to night and the night shifts to morning. You're able to notice that the Fury seems to be kind of like approaching you on like a curvature, and you would know that the Fury works in a counterclockwise way. And the only way that, like, with the angle of what you're looking at right now and kind of how it's moving and where you are, you have to be in eastern waters somewhere. You're not sure where, but you're definitely east of the sink.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Okay. Okay. And it definitely seems like I'm looking out like the side of a building over the water, so there's nothing I can see in the way of like landmarks. It's all just water. It
really just seems like just water right now, but there is one thing. With a 21 perception, I forgot to mention this. You're able to notice that a ship, like a usual like pirate galleon, it's far larger than the Exterminator, so there's no like, so it's like, and then kind of like the disappointment kind of lays under you. But there's this ship that's coming towards you. You're able to clock is probably like maybe being 100, maybe 200 yards like down, like from this like cliff face that you're looking out over, and you're able to watch as the ship comes right up to the point of your vision, where like you're looking down out of the window and you're looking down towards it, and the ship seemingly and disappears underneath you, like there's some kind of tunnel underneath you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, seeing that and trying to and knowing that I must be in eastern waters. Yikes. I'm going to turn away from the window now and looking at the room. I want to see if there's any, like, anything identifiable, like any, like, trying to think of, I just had a thought in my brain. What was it?
Oh, what was it?
Like looking at the things around the room of if there's anything that will tell me more about, like, what kind of building I'm in, if this is like a hotel or like things like that.
We're gonna give me a quick investigation check.
Investigation. Less. 12.
With
11.
With an 11, on your side of the room, closer to the desk, you're able to see on like a coat hook, you're able to see a robe. A robe that's kind of like tucked with like it's arm over arm, pocket in pocket. And you're able to see like the waistband being tied.
Okay. Going over to look at it, is there like an insignia on it? Is there anything in the pockets?
Exactly what I was going for. Yeah. As you go up to the robe, you are able to see that on the breast of the robe, you're able to see PP.
PP. Do I have any idea?
You would have no clue past just like knowing the insignia of what you're looking at there. Yes, Kate, PP. Lots of PP. There's gonna be a lot of PP jokes in chat.
Good.
Okay.
Good. This is already a big reading moment for Cowrie. It's like, I know these. It's one letter twice.
Okay. As you were investigating the robe, you were able to hear. As it sounds like as a lock opens up and the door to this room swings open, and stepping through, you are able to see Kenneth Ward step into the room.
Now, I'm a bitch, and I have no weapons.
For those that don't know, Kenneth Ward, octopode man, human torso, 8 human leg-sized octopus tentacles, and Ken looks bad. Darby, I need a medicine check or an insight check.
Ooh. That is what is better. They are the same. That's a 17.
Oh my god, more than enough. You're able to notice bags under his eyes. This is the most disheveled you've seen Ken, definitely. He usually looks pretty put together. Even like the last time you like saw him, he looked pretty put together. But he looks bad. Again, several days without sleep easily. Like his white business shirt, like, sleeves rolled up, is disgusting and wet and soaked with like sweat, like the yellow of sweat and like the sediment, like dirt and sand all over it. His vest is like disheveled, and his beard, like his black beard, is not trimmed. It's like growing out, kind of like an unkempt, like more piratey kind of way. And you got a 17.
Yes.
Beating a 16, you can immediately clock that Kenneth Ward is suffering from 3 levels of exhaustion.
What the fuck? How?
Kenneth Ward clocks you, looking at the robe, and he goes, okay. Good evening, and you're able to notice, like, even with him talking, he's like words are more difficult for him. As he walks over to his side of the room, he unbuttons his vest, takes it off and hangs it up on the coat rack. He then he pulls a chair around, sits on the opposite side of the room, like next to the desk on his side. Yes, so for 3 levels of exhaustion, I'll actually just get this up right now to make sure I can give this as accurately as possible, but I believe it is disadvantage on attack rolls, all ability checks, and his speed is halved. So if that's anything you want to play with there. Thank you, Kate, much appreciated. Kenneth Ward sits down, he goes, okay. Good evening. So, brass tacks, what do you remember? Because we did have a conversation, but I grossly misjudged the amount of tranquilizer needed for someone of your size. So I'm guessing things might be a little bit foggy for you.
You look like shit.
Well, it's been a rough 7 days. Definitely.
7?
It's been a week.
Well,
I kept you fed, I kept you hydrated, don't worry. I gave you oxygen every hour.
okay. Well, I remember stupidly agreeing to speak to you alone, and then I woke up here. So that's what I've got.
Okay. So, now I know you're probably not going to believe me, but things were going pretty smoothly until we started to talk about Olive. So now we can jump around at any point in the conversation that you want, and I can explain all of this and kind of points to the room around him. Where do you want to start?
I suppose the beginning. You seem to like spinning your little tales. For all that you act so pragmatic, you're really kind of a showman.
Not really in the mood to pontificate, but big word, I know, sorry. Talk for a long time.
Wow.
But, okay, so starting with the good news, you're not going to be wearing a collar, and we're not heading back to the arbor. So, all good there.
I jingle the thing and say, I'm so reassured.
You and your crew are averse to good decisions.
We make fun decisions.
Fun as they may be, you were in the depths of a casino with guards swarming and made some unwise judgments concerning some plans I laid out, and now we're here. So yes, you are handcuffed.
Things were going fine until you got there.
Things were going fine until we're getting ahead of ourselves. So conversation, right? You want me to start at the beginning?
Sure.
Okay. I told you I was impressed by the maneuver with the bots at Gloria's funeral. That is brutal. That is emotional. You made Ophia furious. And then I told you some personal details we don't need to tread on, but I then offered to safely escort you out of Western waters and deliver you back to Bahono.
Why would you do that?
Give me an insight check. And I'm going to make a deception check with disadvantage because Kenneth Ward is suffering from exhaustion. Damn.
I'm gonna use my inspiration that I got from McClover.
McClover, thank you.
Because I rolled a 2. Okay, that is a 19.
19. Does Cowrie say anything to like kind of pull more out of him, or are you trying to get like a clock of like his emotional state right now?
Kind of his emotional state is also going to say you seem beholden to no one but yourself and the money you can make. What reason would you have to bring me to Bahono?
Look, I don't really have any business partners. I don't have any family, don't have any friends. Everyone just kind of just slowed me down. I've had contracts, I've had people that I've escorted, but outside of that, really just me. 25 years ago, when I escorted you back across Superi, that was the longest job I've ever had. And I just haven't felt right after putting that gun to your head in the Terraborg Manor. Now, let me be clear. The scales are going to be even. I am planning on getting something from this, but I guess you can say this is a favor.
A favor to drug me, kidnap me, bring me to Eastern waters with no idea what is going on.
Well, your father will be able to protect you and give you a lavish life, a brutal city as it may be. It's better than Delilah finding you, or Yasa, or Igantoris, or Ophia, or Nobody, or Hardjacketer, or the other laundry list of people that you've managed to piss off directly or indirectly.
It's a skill. Believe it or not, I was already on my way to Eastern waters, surrounded by my friends and allies on our well-armored ship, and things were going swimmingly until you swooped in. More or less.
More or less. More or less. And if your friends are on the way here, it's fine with them. If they're on their way to the Underhand or Tangleroot or wherever else they might find themselves in their endless nobility, that's fine. If you want to rejoin with them, that's fine. I can't control what you do. But this is a favor, and I'm going to make sure that you are safe. And I'm going to then retire having one good deed under my belt.
A favor to me or a favor to Bahono?
It's a favor to you. Bahono is going to pay me.
Before everything goes dark, you mentioned resolving turmoil. That's why you're doing the things that you're doing?
Yes.
Now that you have put me to sleep for 7 days, do you think you might owe me a little bit more than that?
Sure, I'll lay it all out the same I did back in the Zanwei-Fu village. Yeah, your old buddy Delilah was quite unhappy that you left her in the arbor after the Battle of the Bards. And she is currently in the process of putting together a cabal of misfits to either kill you or return you to Yasa 6 spirals.
Oh. That's not good. Ugh.
No, not at all. She said that she died? Now, I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but
No.
I can't verify that. There are no records of this woman outside of her running through the arbor and existing at one point in Alator, but besides that, it's all spotty.
She said that she died?
Literally or figuratively, I can't really say. But she did say that.
This is all such a mess.
Indeed.
Okay, so Delilah, misfits, coming to kill me. Is that all the turmoil?
Yeah, well, I did try to send them off course by telling them that Charlotte is your captain and that you'd be going to the Molar Isles, but they didn't buy it. So Delilah and her crew were in the Feast Temple at the same time that you were doing your little heist. They ran off to go help Ophia and the rest of the family heads in the well because of the dwarven army you sent up there to just start whacking the shit out of people. So consider that bridge burned, at least with the well.
That was already done for anyway.
Although it is ironic that they didn't believe that you were going to be going to the Molar Isles because we are now in the last place they would think to look. So how's that
And
for
where
reverse
is that?
psychology? We're currently in Gangplank Crossing.
Jeez Louise.
Now, I could have made the trip all the way to the Underhand, but I guess, timing is a bitch, and the Fury decided to do what the Fury does and roll its way by, and the waters were too choppy, it was too difficult to swim, we weren't going to make it, so we're going to be stopped here for the next couple days before we move on.
Right. Did you see anything that happened to the rest of my crew before we left?
Not a clue. Mud did yell some very obscene things after I returned your bag to them, but
I wonder why.
it also confuses me.
Any word from your many shady contacts, I'm sure, of anyone collecting on the bounty in the arbor on any of them?
Okay, this is gonna take a turn. So
Oh?
he walks over. So he takes off his vest. He puts that on the coat rack. He unholsters his revolvers, puts that along with the vest, and then he takes off his bag of holding, and he puts that on the same hook. Kenneth Ward walks up to his bag of holding, and he is going to reach inside. I'm going to flip this coin that says yes and no on it, and we're going to see if the bagman's inside. Because you know what happens if someone reaches into the bagman's bag.
Oh, I sure do. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Unfortunately, the bagman is not home.
Oh.
However, Ken reaches into his bag and tries to find his book, and he can't pull it out of his bag. And immediately looks over to you and goes, "What did you do?"
Me? What could I have done? I've been unconscious for 7 days.
Call me crazy, but I don't think that would stop you from continuing to disrupt my plans.
Sounds pretty crazy to me.
Ken breathes deeply and goes, "All right, I'm going to have to go and find the rest of your crew, loot through some stuff, find that book, because I know that somehow you were involved with this."
Literally, how? If you can tell me how.
You have done nothing but amaze me at how things just seem to work out for you.
We're pretty good. We're almost as good as that as we are at pissing people off.
Yep. So I'm not sure. At least for right now, I've been trying to distance myself because I didn't want to collect on your bounty. But I would imagine that you want to know what pirates are going after. I think 25,000 gold total, or whatever the total accumulated amount is for the rest of your crew. Probably all of them. Probably all of them that have ships and follow up on bounties. So there's an army to contend with, or you have a wonderful father in the underhand.
Am I allowed to reach out to my friends?
No. At least not while you're in my protection. Because,
What?
again, because Mud straight up said he'd kill me. Olive has said that she'd kill me. That's over half of them. And I can see the way that you're looking at me right now, and that there's probably some kind of crafty plan either to somehow inconvenience me further or kill me. So, no, obviously not.
So, we are going to the Underhand,
Yes.
and I'm trying to. Was that Moch's next stop? I'm trying to remember. Was to go to the Underhand.
Yeah. The destination was Eastern Waters, but I'm pretty sure the last thing that you heard was we're going to the Underhand.
Okay. Well, it seems like I don't have much of a say anyway, so not much use in arguing.
Sit with it. Because it's going to be much easier, because I don't want to have to knock you out again. It's going to be much easier if you want to actually sail with me and swim with me than if I have to keep chasing you down. So, rest here. I am going to go take a very long bath after we eat dinner, and we can go from there.
Tell me what you said about Olive.
Okay, so as you remember, everything has a price, and for this great service, again, I told you about Delilah, to which you were thankful. However, gotta even the scales, can't make it look like I'm playing sides here. So I let you know that Olive said that she'd kill me if I ever spoke your name again in her presence. And that's a threat that I can't let slide. So I didn't have the time to make it right a week ago. So instead, I have to ruin something for her. And so if you want to just check in your inside pocket, you're going to find a letter in there.
I'm gonna pull out the letter.
You do, in fact, find a letter that was tucked in, inside of what does Cowrie have, pockets on them, usually?
So many pockets.
In one of the many pockets.
Yep.
It gives you the letter, and do you try to read the letter?
I'm going to open it up. And I'll try to read it.
Ken says, I would assume that you were never given a formal education, so I tried to keep the words as simple as possible, and you're able to see that the letter says this. You do not need to read it out loud. You can if you wish. And so, again, needed to ruin something for her. Secrets between all of you. Not that hard to pick up if you really look for them.
Well, one speaks poorly of your insight to people that you think that this would ruin anything. And will you tell me what happened on the Grip Isle? If you know?
Oh.
Because I don't think Olive knows.
What happened on the Grip Isle? The evening that we reunited?
Oh,
I mean to say that in the way of the Terrible Manor
see.
Party, and I think I learned more about Olive in those few hours than you have in the last several months.
Well, thank you for the letter, I guess. If you think that I will trust anything you have to say, you are sorely, sorely mistaken. But nice try.
If you believe it, if you do not, that is of no consequence to me. But that is a reflection on yourself. And maybe you don't want to think about it, but that's your call.
All of Western Waters already thinks that I blew up the arbor on purpose. So I think that ship has sailed when it comes to what people think of me and what that says about me. But nice try.
You're able to hear a knock on the door. Ken says, "Come in." The door opens up once again, and you are able to notice... Okay, so as the door opens, give me a quick perception check to see if you can gain any other information about like where you are.
Perception. That is a 15.
A 15, you're able to see a red carpet lining wooden floors outside of the room, and you're able to see hanging like candle holders, illuminating a like very well lit, like very lavish hallway. And like based upon the robe you're put together, you're probably in some kind of hotel right now.
Okay.
But with the 15, no perception check necessary for this. You're also able to notice that there is a room directly across from the room that you guys are right in, like a door like parallel to your door across the hallway. You're able to see that a Hadizee enters the room. And if you don't know what a Hadizee is, it's like a mixture of like a flying squirrel humanoid and like a monkey. So they have opposable thumbs on their feet and their hands. They have like a scrunched face with like mutton chops and like a scraggly mess of like orange hair. They have like almost like cloak-like, almost like cape-like flaps that hang from their elbows to their shoulders, like as a way of like almost like deployable parachutes in a way. The Hadizee enters in and is in a black, like, formal shirt, a red vest, and, like, brown cloth pants. He has no shoes on and no gloves, probably, like, 30 to 35 years old, and you also notice that he is wearing a collar around his neck. Bronze. The Hadizee pushes a silver cart with 4 serving trays. The Hadizee silently... and presents these meals and untops them and then places them onto the kitchen table, revealing 4 unique dishes spread out before you. Now, of course, whether or not Cowrie engage is up to you. I'm just going to describe what each of these meals are before we continue forward, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so first one you're able to see, it is first of all this shit smells immaculate. It smells amazing. A chunky tomato broth in a bowl made of like a bread loaf, with a metal with a metal spoon on top of a napkin alongside it. You're able to see a plate of odd-looking raw fish wrapped in seaweed and covered in small white morsels that almost look like fly eggs of some kind. And you're also able to see 2 T-bone steaks cooked medium, one covered in mushrooms, one drenched in like this like garlicky, like garlic butter sauce. Okay?
Okay.
Along with a pitcher of water, pitcher of beer, and a vase of flowers. Ken looks up to this Hadizee and quickly says, "Thank you, shitpile. I appreciate that." And using one of his tentacles, and puts a gold coin into his breast pocket. Into the Hadizee's breast pocket.
Okay. And does the Hadizee leave?
Do you say anything?
I say to him, thank you.
Give me a quick insight check as the Hadizee looks over to you and sees you, like, handcuffed, like, chain running to the wall.
14.
14, you see a deep emptiness in this Hadizee's eyes that can only be... For a moment, it looks like you're staring into Mud's eyes with a different face.
Oh.
Ken then speaks up and says, wait. He then picks up the steak that has mushrooms on it, goes up to him. His tentacle, it goes into the Hadazzi's breast pocket, suctions onto the gold coin, and takes the gold coin back out of his pocket and says, I said no mushrooms on this explicitly. Send it back and tell Spencer what's wrong with it. As Shitpile looks and goes, all right, sir, I'm sorry about that. As Ken goes, now, Shitpile, go, thank you. Hands the steak back. The Shitpile, I will say that right now, this druid slave takes the meal and walks out of the room with it, closing the door behind him.
I say to Ken, his name can't be Shitpile.
That's the name that Spencer, that the concierge told me it was. Spencer Ashfield. He's the guy that owns this hotel.
Not in West. Wait, what was the name?
Spencer Ashfield.
Spencer Ashfield. Not in Western Waters anymore.
Yeah, we're fully out of like the pirate, like fucking, you know what I mean?
Gosh, yeah. And real quickly, if you'll allow,
yes.
Because it occurred to me
that
I should have, I forget to do this with Ken. When he was talking about how he was going to bring me to my father as a favor and collect some sort of payment from him, can I make an insight check to see if he's being truthful?
Yeah, he's got to roll deception with disadvantage. Go ahead.
Because I forget, Ken lies to me sometimes. God, I'm gonna flip my coin.
You also have advantage from McClover. So.
I used that already.
Oh, okay, got it. Thank you, McClover.
Now
he got a 13.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Ken immediately goes, okay, it's gonna be a little bit longer for dinner then. I didn't know exactly what you wanted, so I just ordered a spread. I'd recommend the sushi. I assume you still like raw fish, although you liked raw fish 25 years ago, so I'm not sure if tastes change, but you can try anything here. Only silverware you're getting is a spoon, because you'd probably try to stab me with anything else. So go ahead and have fun cutting a steak with that. Oh, yeah, okay. Ken walks away from the table. He goes over to his bag of holding, and you see that he reaches in. And we're just going to say the bagman does not interfere with this as he reaches in, and you're able to see a poorly tuned lute is, like, pulled out, like, almost, like, up to the body, like the neck of it is exposed. And you're able to see gemstone tuning rods. You're able to see almost, like, platinum chords. And you're able to see the neck and the lute of Tholthod Atur the First. And it is that Ken has your loots. And you realize, and with a nat 20, you see he kind of like takes a napkin, cleans it a little bit, and then puts it back. And you, with a nat 20, you think to yourself, oh, like Ken is planning to retire after this. He's planning to get rich, potentially off of putting Bahono in greater debt by basically giving you back to him. But also, he took the loot of Tholthod Atur the First. Who else is looking for Tholthod Atur the First's loot? And you realize that he must, with a nat 20, he must be going to give this to Cinta Pleasure.
My bestie, my nemesis. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Not good. Not great. Okay.
So, I'm waiting for my dinner. You feel free to eat. I'm going to assume you want some privacy. Feel free to change, put on the robe, eat, relax in here. I'm going to go take a much-needed long bath right across the hall, and then we can spend a few days in the city. We can shop. They have a theater here. We can play chess. I don't know if you play chess. I don't know.
I guess I have no choice but to play road trip with you, huh?
Looks like it. Ken walks over to the wall, and you are able to see. Oh, sorry. Ken almost like walks out of the room, and he goes, Right. He turns around, he walks back to the wall, and you're able to see he takes his revolvers, still in their holsters, and takes his bag of holding, and then leaving his vest behind, and then goes,
Oh.
I'll see you about hour and a half. Feel free to eat, enjoy. Again, right across the hall.
I'll be insufferable the whole time, I promise.
Awesome. And he closes the door. You're able to hear the door lock behind him. As Cowrie, you are now alone in this room with all this food spread out before you.
And you said he...
What's up? What's up? No, what's up?
You said he left his vest behind?
He did leave his vest behind, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go immediately search the pockets for anything at all.
You were able to make it to the kitchen table. You cannot get past the kitchen table because the length of chain does not allow you access to his side of the room.
How far away is his vest from me?
His vest is probably only maybe like, I'd say 10 feet away.
10 feet. Do I have anything? 10 feet. 10 feet.
But
looking at my inventory as if that'll help.
Yeah. So basically, you have like, I'm just gonna be honest. You have nothing useful in your inventory right now. Like it looks like every single one of okay, useless shit like underwear is still in there, but like everything that would have like a functional use with a roll attached to it has basically been removed. Okay.
Yeah. I just have pockets full of underwear from the full moon festival.
That is exact. You said you have like 80 pairs of that.
Can I string them together as like a lasso?
So before you do that, I want to just quickly ask you, with all this information, with the letter given to Cowrie, with where Ken seems to be taking you, can I get an insight as to like where? There's a two-pronged question, so this is the first part of it. What is Cowrie's current mindset after being told all of this?
Is really, really confused. Well, not really confused. Is a little bit puzzled by Ken and like the things that motivate him, and is just like is wondering if this is like, I mean, I guess understanding that it's a way to like rack up debt, but it seems like, or to rack up debt from like the Hono, but that it seems like a lot of trouble for him to go to for that, and feels like they're maybe missing something there, and just feels honestly really stupid for having agreed to speak with him alone and allowing all this to happen, and is just really, really hoping that they'll be able to meet up with their friends again in the Underhand, and that the rest of Moach got out safely and didn't get captured or killed during the heist.
Okay.
And just really hoping that they didn't screw them over by getting captured and throwing a wrench in everything.
Okay. Got it. Now, second, so feeling stupid, feeling worried about your crew, confused by Ken overall, and thinking I'm going to meet back up with my friends in the Underhand. The second tier of that question is, does Cowrie want to go along with Ken, or do you think Cowrie would be kind of crafty and try to find a way out of this?
As what Cowrie would want to do would definitely be to shake Ken off as soon as they can and like leave this guy in the dust because he sucks. He sucks so bad.
Yeah, he's terrible.
But so that's definitely the first impulse, and Cowrie has a second of like looking around the room of like, how can I get to the vest? Like, what in here can I like use as a weapon? But the more that they're like trying to strategize and trying to like make a plan, the more they realize that they have never spent time in Eastern waters before, is all alone other than Ken, who is the only nearby person who seems to have, for however terrible a reason, some sort of vested interest in Cowrie's well-being, and does not have weapons, money, tools, anything. And despite how much they may hate it, realizes that this is probably their best bet to getting to the Underhand and meeting back up with their crew alive.
So okay, absolutely understand. Best chance getting the underhand alive, like meeting back up with them, definitely. Ken sucks. That much is true. That much is known. And like Cowrie's crafty mind, like looking around this room right now and being like, what can I possibly use as a weapon? How do I get out of here? Like, how do I shake this dude off? Like, he just told me he's not even in the room right now. He's currently gonna go take a bath across the hall.
I hate this guy.
And with that, banjo music playing, you begin looking around the room. And again, just kind of re-explaining where exactly you are right now. You're in a hotel room, handcuffed to a metal rod running the length of your side of the room with 5 feet of slack. You have no items in your inventory that are useful, besides your masquerade tattoo, as that cannot be removed. And your sealskin, and whatever else you can scavenge from your side of the room. And I did write this part out. I can imagine you're probably thinking, and everybody in chat's probably thinking, Drew, this seems like quite the punishment for being sick and missing a session. I have some rewards.
How dare I?
I have some rewards lined up for Cowrie's scryness, just scrappiness, to make this as fun as possible for you. This encounter, this session, has been constructed as an escape room and as a chase. And I am very happy to debut to you 2 new feats that you can add into your character sheet.
Really?
They are both custom feats that I have whipped up myself, specifically designed for Cowrie's expertise, as it has been a very long time since Cowrie has had to improvise. Without all of their trinkets, without all of their shinies, and just had to kind of scrap things together. Would you like to hear about the feats that I have sent over to you, that we can add into your character sheet? Would you like to read them? I have descriptions written up, or would you like me to read them to you?
Can I read them?
You can definitely read them. Let me send these over right now.
This is so cool.
You would have gotten these regardless, by the way. I'm just letting you know, but here is number 1, known as the jury rigging feat.
Okay, the jury rigging feat. With your expert knowledge of trinkets and shinies, you can turn one man's trash into another man's treasure. You now have the ability to combine seemingly worthless pieces of junk into useful items like makeshift daggers, thieves' tools, grappling hooks, and fire bombs. However, you must find the relevant items in order to combine these and then explain how you combine them. Your list of craftable items will expand when you level up.
Give me a quick perception check as you are, basically you have to think about this room not as a cage that you can't escape from, but full of useful objects that other people can't see, where Ken in his exhausted state didn't scavenge this place to get rid of anything you could possibly use. So go ahead and give me a perception check or an investigation check or whatever check would be most relevant to Cowrie.
Okay, it will definitely be perception. That is a 17.
With a 17, well, you think about what Ken pointed out before, and you think about, okay, I have 1 spoon. I have a spoon in that bread bowl, certainly. And you're able to look at that spoon, and again, you're trying to think, how could I possibly use these things in order to do this? And you realize that if you were able to take that spoon, you might, if you found something else that was relevant, something else that could be used as a tension rod, you could craft a set of thieves' tools.
Okay.
And I'm gonna wait to give you the other feat very quickly until we kind of work with this. I don't want to overburden you.
Okay.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else.
And if you want to make any checks to get more information, I don't want to just lock you into this so you just can't do anything. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. So to combine with the spoon to make a tension rod, at the table, is there any sort of Like I'm basically looking for like the metal bits holding it together, like nails or any like little like metal like bands or like filigree, anything that seems like it could be a tension rod combined with the spoon.
You wanna basically jump like under this desk to look for like the bolts,
like screws and bits.
keeping it together. You can absolutely again, this is like a modern put together desk. There are like screws and nails all over this like piece of like this like wooden contraption. Like yeah, absolutely you can grab like so screws, nails. What are you looking for?
I think probably trying to think of what would fit in a lock, I guess nails. And so maybe I can take the spoon and like wedge it under to kind of try and lever them out, to like pry them out.
Yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. You are able to and you're able to pull out just like a long like basically a nail that's like nailed like into a 2x4 to keep things together. And by like laying them against each other, you're able to recognize that like just by putting the lip of the spoon into like a lock somewhere and then like slightly bending the nail to like kind of get the pins, you now have a makeshift set of thieves' tools that you can use to pick locks with.
Awesome. Okie doke.
All right, what are you doing now?
The plates that the food came on, are they like ceramic? Are they metal? Are they wooden?
That's a good question, actually. You're able to see that they are ceramic plates.
Hell yes, I am. Well, I'm going to, as quietly as I can, I'm going to like. Well, I'm gonna eat some food.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna eat some of the food. I will eat the one of the steaks because I need to be fueled up.
Raw fucking protein.
Yeah, it's gotta get. And I'm trying to remember what else was there. There was like
sushi, tomato broth, and a steak. Yeah.
Oh, definitely gonna eat some sushi. Cowrie loves the raw fish.
Oh, it is fucking delicious.
And once I've cleaned one of the plates, I'm going to I don't want to like I'm trying to think of a way to like mask the sound of throwing it on the ground to shatter it.
Give me a nature check.
Nature. Which die? This one.
We're taking a break very soon, by the way, don't worry.
That is a 16.
A 16. You're able to hear the thunder occurring from the storms of the fury.
Okay, then I am going to watch outside. That first, I'm going to watch a few rounds of it to see how far away the like lightning is.
Mm-hmm.
And once I have a good sense of that, I'm going to watch the lightning flash and then count to wait for the thunder and then shatter the plate on the floor.
You're able to see lightning. 2, 3, 4. Simultaneously, plate shatters at your feet, and you're able to see shards of ceramic outlined by your boots.
Yes. So, and I'm going to take kind of like the biggest, sharpest piece I can and try and like, if I have to, like whacking it against the table to get like a better kind of dagger-like shape. And I am going to... on Cowrie's clothes as well also has like a couple of like scarves and like colorful sashes. I'm going to take one of those and wrap it around the handle to make it so that I can hold it properly. So I have a dagger.
You now have a dagger and thieves' tools in your inventory.
Yes.
Perfection. Is there anything else? Just give me one. Because you ate one of the steaks. Actually, that's kind of fucking rad. Give me just a quick nature check.
Oh, should I have done any sort of check on these steaks?
That'd be crazy. That's
17. You ate the steak? I poisoned you. You're dead.
With a 17, it's gonna smell bad in very short order, but you're able to look at the T-bone steak that you just cleared off the fucking bone, and you cleared it off of the bone, a T-shaped bone, which you could potentially sharpen.
Sick. Okay. I am going to use my new dagger to sharpen the bone.
Yes.
So then I have a little shiv.
Absolutely. You have like a push dagger and like a full like shiv. You basically now have 2 daggers in your inventory.
Nice. And the other thing I want to do, just in case it comes in handy, I want to take the sash off of the robe.
Okay.
Just because like having some sort of like rope seems like good and useful to have.
We said you wanted to like tie sheets together or like underwear together, make like a line to grab the vest, right?
Oh yes, I was gonna do that.
Yeah, if you don't just tie underwear together to make some kind of like fucking like MacGruber ass like fishing line, you can do that. Yeah.
I'll secure like the bone to the end of one to like give it some heft on the end so I can throw it.
Yes.
And I'm gonna try and do that to like catch it on the vest and pull it over to my side of the room.
Give me a quick sleight of hand check.
Okay.
God, I love rogues so much.
Sleight of hand. That is a dirty 20.
Not a problem. You were able to... And you were able to see that the bone catches directly like inside of like the breast pocket with like a small little bit of shard like sticking out the bottom.
I'm going to yank it over to my side of the room.
You're able to hear fabric ripping as you rip it off the coat, the coat hang, and you pull it over to yourself.
Okie doke. I am going to look through the pockets for anything useful.
Rooting through it, you're able to see Ken's pocket watch being inside. Potentially again, not super valuable, but could be used as like something to barter with if you needed to like pay someone to do something. And you're also able to feel the vest. And you realize that like, because you haven't like ever like been in contact with Ken before, you feel the vest and it feels like thicker than it's supposed to. It's not just leather, and you realize that this vest is an item that has benefits.
Oh,
I'll just no way that you can figure this. Oh no, what's up?
No. I was just gonna put it on.
As you put it on, you realize that this thing weighs like maybe like 6 pounds, like really heavy for a piece of clothing. And as you feel it, you remember seeing that box coming up outside the window that said Thoros armor, and you realize that Ken stacking the deck has this vest outlined with like not like a bulletproof vest kind of thing, but like a resistance almost like to incoming damage, and you can add +1 to your armor class.
Nice. Okay. Sick. Love to see it. Do I still have like the armor I was wearing?
You do. You have your I think
cool.
What is it, like AC 14? Right?
15.
15. So now it's 15 or no?
Now it would be 16.
Now it's 16. AC 16. Perfect.
All right. Spectacular. Thoros are helping me out.
By being dickheads.
Oh yeah. I'll figure out how to do that later. Okay, I'm trying to think of... I mean, what are the chances that Ken just lets me keep this? Like, is he not just gonna come back and be like, give that back?
Well, so you have thieves' tools. You can pick locks now, like the lock on your handcuff.
Point. Okay.
And I'm just gonna lay it out right now. If you just say, I'm gonna wait an hour and a half until Ken comes back, he's probably just gonna drug you to take all the stuff back.
Cool. Also occurred to me that I just did all that to get the vest when I had just made thieves' tools.
And you could have unlocked it. I know. Well, I think it's funny
that... Sorry, go.
Cowrie makes thieves' tools and then forgets about them for a while.
Yeah, that's very, very true to Cowrie. So realizing that is like holding the like lasso, and then it's like, wait. And it's going to sit down on the bed and take the thieves' tools and start picking the lock on the handcuffs.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
All right. That is, geez Louise, that is a 29.
The handcuff fucking falls apart. I mean, like, what the hell? This thing, like, for a 29, I mean, I'm just gonna say you put like your spoon nail combo in there and just rip the fucking thing apart.
Cool.
As you are now, your wrist is freed. It is like slightly kind of like red, slightly bruised, from the restraint. But you are now free to move around this room and go up to the locked door if you want.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is, how is the handcuff like attached to like the bed or the wall?
Just another handcuff, just latched onto an iron bar.
I'm gonna pick that one too, so that I can take the handcuffs.
I'm gonna say with a 30, you can just immediately. You didn't break it. If you want to take the handcuffs, you now have handcuffs in your inventory that have 5 feet of slack.
Okay, awesome. Taking the handcuffs, 5 feet. And just for fun, I'm going to climb up on the chair. And the chandelier, is it just candles, or does it have any like little like crystals or gemstones hanging from it and stuff?
It is just candles.
Okay, well, I will just take one of the candles just to be a brat about it.
Okay, you take one of the candles. Do you blow it out, or you just put a lit candle into your pack?
I'll blow it out.
Okay.
I'll like
Okay, got it.
Okay, I'll save the candle. How I'll take 2, because then I'll have 2 candles.
There's 6 of them. You can take 6 if you want.
I'll take 6 candles. Why not?
The room is black, except for momentary flashes of lightning illuminating it.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to think if there was anything else useful in here. Was there like any sort of curtain on the window?
Yeah, there are curtains on the window.
I'm going to tear the curtains down just so that I have some sort of cloth to use as like a hood to like cover my head a little bit or something to like, and actually I'll tear some of the sheets too so that I can make it look like I'm wearing something different than I currently am.
In about 10 minutes, this room goes from pristine 5 stars to the desk is falling apart, the bed sheets and the curtains are ripped, it's pitch black, there is bits of fucking bone from the there is a shattered plate, there's bone everywhere.
I don't know what Ken expected when he put me in here.
He did not count on roguish reliability, essentially, adaptability.
Rogue's gonna rogue. And with that, having stripped this room bare as I can, I'm gonna go start working on the door.
Okay, you go up to the door. We're gonna take a break. Well, once we get past, give me a sleight of hand check. You got 30 on your last one, so.
I did. Oh, I gotta pick a good die. I gotta pick a good die. 23.
23. This is not a very complicated door. You're able to, again, come with your spoon nail combo and you're able to ever so slowly begin opening the door to this hotel room. And we're gonna take a very quick break so you can decide what to do next, okay?
Ooh, sounds good.
All right, we having fun so far?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I love the escape room.
Cowries, yeah. And by the way, this feat works everywhere else. By the way, you can do this anywhere you are.
Amazing.
So basically, if you need to just make stuff, like if you just need to get weapons or like have a cool thing, and also for this also applies to everything that all like the junk in your inventory if you get that back. Where
I better.
If you're like, trust me when I say grappling hooks are so fucking powerful, you have no idea.
Nice.
So I hope that was fun. Everyone in chat, we're going to be back in about 5 minutes. We'll be seeing you then. So peace out.
Woo.
Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Okay.
Oh.
And we are back. Okay, awesome. Darby, we have returned. You have just, as Cowrie, sneaked out of this luxury hotel room within this hotel, wherever you may be in the Molar Isles. Now, creeping around, again, there is right now nobody around you. There's no one in this hallway. What do you do? Kenneth Ward being just across the hall.
Before I step out of the room, I am going to use my masquerade tattoo to disguise myself.
Very smart.
As, because I don't want to be conspicuous, but I also want to be able to move around freely.
Okay.
And thinking of what I know about Eastern Waters, the little bits that Cowrie knows, I'm going to disguise myself as a half elf, a little bit taller, a little bit stronger looking, in the kind of like Western like kind of clothing that I'm thinking of Lawman basically. I want to like go for his style, but like toned down a little bit.
Okay.
And with like dark curly hair, tan skin, just to like not be Cowrie.
Okay, got it. As close as you can get to Lawman without being Lawman, you are able to grow in size. What does it look like as your aquatic tattoo transforms your body?
It's almost like like rippling like metallic scales like a rainbow trout as they all kind of like flicker and turn and like move over. And it all originates I don't remember if I ever said this on stream. What I settled on for the masquerade tattoo for Cowrie is the image of 32 kind of on their sternum.
You didn't
and so it kind of
mention
ripples
that. That's
out
awesome.
from there.
Hell yeah. It's like
A sword right here.
The shark teeth are the first ones to flip. They're already being triangular, and then it just ripples out from there to cover you. Make sense?
Yes.
As you now look like a cowboy. Looking like a cowboy, what do you do?
I am going to see if I can figure out where, because Ken was going to go and take a bath.
Yes.
So I want to see if I can figure out where his room is, and if while he is bathing, I can sneak in and maybe find my many items and trinkets.
Okay, awesome. Give me a quick perception check.
Okay, perception. And I remembered that I do have 2 inspirations available to use.
Okay.
From Moss and Kate, I believe. If I have that wrong, let me know, and thank you guys very much.
Yes, thank you, chat.
That is a 26.
26. You were able to hear directly across the hall the decocking of revolvers as he is just right across the hall. He is in the door adjacent, like I'm talking hotel room, door, hallway, door, Kenneth Ward. That is...
Okay. I am going to... Well, first I'm going to make sure that the door is closed behind me, so it looks like I am still in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to listen very closely to Kenneth's, like, little suckers on the ground, hopefully listening for when he gets into the bath and is, like, off in some, like, cordoned off area so that I can, like, sneak in and snoop around.
Absolutely makes a ton of sense. Quick perception check.
Okay. Perception. 26.
26. You were able to hear. And you're able to hear suckers on a wooden floor. You're able to hear, and you're able to hear a submergence of a figure into a bathtub and into water.
Okay. And with that, I'm going to try and go in to the room. Is it locked?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, 1,000,000% it's locked. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pick the lock with my spoon and my nail.
Okay. I am now going to send you the second feat that you have unlocked as a part of this little misadventures. And you were able to, and this feat comes from the fact where as you move like across the hallway and you get over the door, you realize just how light you feel. And you realize that, like, oh, this is the first time in fucking maybe your entire life that you have not been completely inlaid with pounds and pounds of stuff. Go ahead and read that for me.
Yeah. Okay. The under-encumbered feat. You're a pirate, you're a rogue, and you're almost always carrying 3 guitars. The fact that you've moved so silently for so long is nothing short of a marvel, meaning you've mastered the art of sneaking when loaded up with some of the noisiest objects around. I wonder what would happen if they were suddenly removed. While not carrying your various shinies, you have advantage on all stealth checks.
Being so much like you have learned to do heel toe more effectively than most, as you realize that you're going to have advantage on all stealth checks as long as you do not have your items on you.
Oh man. And I'm actively trying to actively get my items back.
Yeah, so
time.
That feat only works. It's only going to be working for the next 5 minutes or so. So we'll see.
But it's gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. So go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage as you try to start lockpicking the door. And I need to make a perception check for Ken with disadvantage because of the exhaustion levels. Fuck.
I got a 22.
You got a 12. He got 10 lower than you.
Woo!
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, sleight of hand. Let's not do this one. This one keeps fucking me. Oh. That is an 18.
An 18? Again, very easy locks. You're able to... and just ever so gently begin pushing the door open. And you're able to look and see that there is a... Again, you're able to see Kenneth Ward's shirt kind of like hung up on a hanger, like waiting for maybe shit pile to come and like collect it to do laundry. And you're able to notice that like you look into the room ever so carefully and you're able to see that there is nothing. Like Kenneth Ward is not in the room right now, and you're able to see like again a proper like bathing room of like a cabinet with like a mirror on it with like shaving equipment and like the different kind of like soaps and things like that. You're able to see like a rack. Again, it's just like a metal tub basically in the center of the room with like steaming warm water coming out of it, like steam basically coming out of it. And you're able to notice that there are like metal wire racks of like again more soaps and like more like shampoos and things like that. And you're able to watch just very quietly as a tentacle comes up out of the water and takes one of the soaps and pulls it back underneath the water as you realize that Ken is fully submerged right now in his bath.
Okay. So I am going to stay low to the ground so that he, hopefully, like, looking up out of the tub, cannot see me as I am skulking around. And I'm going to go for his bag, with all like the loots in it. And knowing that I had asked the bagman to go in there and that he's been in there, I'm first going to carefully open it up and just listen for a sign of my little friend.
I'm gonna make a quick check. Let's see if he's home.
I don't have time to trade with my beloved boy.
That is not 20 on the die.
Oh,
The bagman's home as he goes.
hello, my friend. Oh, okay. Is there like paper and a pen in this room somewhere?
You're gonna have to sneak around the tub and go over to like the dresser with the mirror because you're able to see an inkwell and like a stack of paper.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak over and try to grab it.
Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Okay, I still have inspiration.
Now, let it be known, I'm adding Ken's modifier to each of these.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay, much better. Go.
You got a 15.
I got a 29.
Okay, you are so good. You're able to, oh my god, you're like crawling on the floor right now as you're able to make your way over to the dresser. You're able to quietly just take like the quill out and go, and then begin writing silently on a piece of paper. What do you write?
Okay, I am going to the best of my ability, write, I am safe. Ken brought me to Gangplank Cross, making my way to the underhand. Trying to think of. Hopefully, will send soon, and I'm going to fold it up, and I am going to take one of the many pieces of underwear I have as a gift to the bagman. And I'm going to sneak it back over to the bag, and I'm going to give both to the bagman and say, so there's a treat for you. In exchange, can you go back home and give that to my friends?
And you're able to watch as like you put it in, you see fingers snatch it and pull it into the bag as the bagman has accepted your request.
Yes, wonderful. Okay. And then I am going to dig around the bag more for the loots, all of the things that I own, if any of that I can find in there.
So the bagman is home, and you want to put your arm into the bag.
Oh.
I sent him
on a mission!
I'm just confirming real quick.
Well, maybe I'm not going to do that if he's still home. But wait, can I just take the whole bag?
Nothing was stopping you from doing that in the first place.
I yanked my headphone out. Yeah, this is the Cowrie approach. It's always like, it has to be complicated.
And you're also, give me a quick perception check of the room.
Okay, perception check. That is a 13.
Okay. Not in no way insinuating you have to do anything with this, but I just want to let you know that the revolvers are not in his bag and not near his bag. You're able to see on one of the metal racks right near the tub. You're able to see his revolvers hanging in like one in the holster, hanging off of the side, like right next to the bathtub.
And do I see his spyglass around, or can I, to the best of my assumption, like think that it's in the bag?
You do not see his his true seeing monocle, right?
Yes, that.
You do not see that. He might still have that on his person. You're not entirely sure.
Okay. It's his wubby. He bathes with it.
So yeah, you see one revolver in a holster on the bath, basically. Is there anything else you want to do in here?
That's so dangerous to try to take that. Does he have any other like stuff around?
It's probably all in the bag.
Probably all in the bag.
Yeah.
And those revolvers are the crazy ones that can like shoot 1 billion shots, right?
I don't know if I ever said that, but I don't know. So
Some sort of crazy thing that. Oh no, it's just because he has so many arms. I forgot.
Yes, no. He only has 2 guns, both of which only has 6 shots.
Okay.
I love this revolver. It has 40 chambers. Okay.
Okay. Oh man. I'm gonna roll a die about it. I can't decide if I'm gonna be bad or not. Okay. I dropped it. Evens, I cut my losses. Odds, I go for it.
Okay.
It's an 11.
You go for it.
Go for it. Oh, is there anything I can do to be smarter about this? And okay. I am going to very, very stealthily go over to the bath. And as I am like taking the revolvers, I am readying in my other hand Featherfall so that I can like actually, I'm not even just writing it. I'm going to cast it as I take the revolvers so that any sort of like jingling, any sort of movement is like slowed and cushioned by this spell. So that to try and make it not like clank or fall to the ground, or just trying to make it slow and silent.
To stop any reverberations from like hitting onto the bath, it would like alert Ken because like the vibrations in the water. Okay,
yes,
that makes
like
a lot of sense. Okay, you're right up next to the bath. The only thing separating you from Kenneth Ward is about 50 gallons of water and a thin metal sheet. As you know that he is in the bath right now. Again, 1 revolver in the holster. And you're able to see, again, it's just like that blue mithril sheen to it. Okay. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check, just straight. All right?
Okay. And I have 1 more inspiration.
Okay.
From my friends. I'm going to use my inspiration because I rolled a 1.
I'm going to tell you right now, you've committed to this. The DC you need to beat is a 23. With a disadvantage, he got a 15 and a 17 on the die. Taking the 15 plus an 8 for perception, 23.
Okay. 29.
Holy shit! You, Cowrie, as you... you're like, you are sweating, you are stressing right now, as the room is hot, it's humid, the perfect like, enclosure for an octopus, and you are taking the pistol out, and you realize in this moment, there's only 1 revolver in the holster, and you realize that Kenneth Ward must have the other one on him in the bath, ready to attack if anyone comes in. He's very paranoid, and being like, again, we're just gonna like, just to frame it up like this, it is Kenneth Ward, eyes closed in the bath with a human hand on the revolver, pointing it like towards where his other revolver is right now.
Oh,
and
man.
As we shift our perspective over, it is the water, it is the thin wall of the bath, and then it is Cowrie with the muzzle aimed right at their head as Cowrie is taking the gun out of the holster to escape. As you were able to see the hammer's gonna cock you, and you feather fall it. Like, none of the metal clinks or anything. All of the holster, it's perfect. It is silent. No one, not even the shadows, not even the lights, know that you're here, as you now have one of Kenneth Ward's revolvers in your hand.
Do I have the holster too, or just?
If you want to take the holster, you can. Yeah.
I'll take the holster.
Okay, it's a back holster.
I'll take this man for all he is. It's fucking worth if I can.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to take the holster. And for now, I'm gonna tuck that up under my cloaks and everything, since that is probably very recognizable as Kenneth Ward's. But and then I'm going to take the bag and I'm going to try and sneak back out of the room.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Okay. With advantage.
With advantage. I am all out of inspiration.
Oh my god.
Natural 20 for a 30.
Never mind. Yeah, he got a 19. That's insane. As you are able to, as another tentacle begins to and come up and you grab onto another vial of soaps, basically, or spices to go into the bath, you are able to and close yourself out of the room, having just robbed Kenneth Ward, the rogue. It's
what he deserves.
Fucking lations. Okay, having. Again, Kenneth Ward now only has his shirt, 1 gun, and 8 push daggers. That's all he's got. He doesn't even have the bag anymore, and honestly, he'd probably get most annoyed because that's the fact that you took his tea set, which is in the bag. That would definitely frustrate him.
Ooh, I can't wait to investigate that.
As Ken remains in the bath, you are able to exit. You are back in the hallway now. What the fuck are you gonna do now?
Okay, I am going to stand up straight and adopt a kind of swaggering walk, like I'm supposed to be here, and I'm going to make my way out and see where the hell I am and how I can travel from here.
You're able to make your way down about probably 3 flights of stairs. You're there's a tall hotel, and then you're able to come up to the main check-in area with a key wall behind a desk. You're able to see no one's manning the desk right now. Surprisingly dead. Weirdly enough, there's an open ledger with different names of people that are staying at the hotel right now, and you're able to see a door with a glass face to it that can lead out into the main city of wherever you are.
Okay. Then I'm going to before I go out, I'm not going to put on the back holster. I'm going to leave it in the bag.
Okay.
But I'm going to put the revolver, I'm going to tuck it into my pants at the waist so that it's visible that I have that. Because I am still alone and I want to try and look like someone who's not someone to be messed with.
Armed and comfortable in this environment.
Yes.
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
And then I am going to head outside, I guess, and see what there is to see.
Okay, as you are able to step outside again, the strong fury winds whipping into the city right now. It immediately kind of almost pulls the door out of your hand, but as you were able to step outside, cloak up over your head with your actual form, but what is being viewed right now, water kind of dripping off of your cowboy hat, right now you sound elven, right? An elven appearance.
Yeah, half elven, taller and a bit bulkier than Cowrie, but and just trying to look very non-memorable. Is not too attractive, is not crazy unattractive, is just trying to reach the mediums of not memorable.
Absolutely makes a ton of sense. As you're able to step outside, and again, whipping wind, thunders and everything. I'm gonna go a quick description of what you can see as you kind of just take a scan of your surroundings, okay?
Yes.
All right. 1 second.
Oh. Am I in Dracula's castle?
As you look to your right and your left, you are able to see the longest, straightest stretch of land you've probably ever seen. and you realize that you're on like a bridge. It's like it is a bridge with buildings built on like right on the outside, right like at the ledge of like where it would drop off to like the ocean below. And you realize that you're in the open trade bridge city, connecting the gap between the Crown Isle and the Filling Isle with the Molar Isles. You're in Gangplank Crossing right now. It is 20 miles long. It is half a mile wide. It bears a striking resemblance to Livenleen in the way the buildings seem to like grow up and like onto each other, and this like unsettling like gothic appearance like space where like each like black stone building is like waiting for its next expansion upwards. This like you scan the width of this like stick thin city, and you notice that like the architecture is like colorful yet dark. You're able to see like swinging signs in the wind advertising like all these like different shops, and you're like kind of like just like judging the distance. You're in the center of Gangplank Crossing right now, like right like so Crown Isle, Filling Isle, Gangplank Crossing, you're right in the middle of it basically. Make sense?
Okay, yes.
Like right where like the town square would be. You quickly just going down my list of like what I want to describe to you real quick. Yeah, you're able to see like shop, so many stores, colorful signs, advertising weapons and clothing and food and shelter. Looking up at the building you were just in, it is known as the Pierpoint Hotel. And you're also able to see signs for a weapons store named Henry's Lament. You're able to see like an elevator system leading down to like the dockyard below you called the Eknomus Ship Supply. You're able to see like the kitchen sink general store. You're able to see, and most disturbingly, you're able to see a space called Callers for Callers, a slave shop, where advertising people to help with shop hands, tradesmen, just general work, ship hands, and the most coveted of all, druids. With all of that, as you have this cowboy persona, you are immediately able to see that there's like probably like 8 people walking directly towards you right now, and one rushes up and goes, "Well, what the hell you think you're doing in the Pierpoint? We got a meeting right now."
Man can't have his own endeavors on his own time.
Oh, god damn it, Clyde. I don't care what lady of the night you were getting with right now. I need you in the center right now. The troll has a message for all of us.
All right, I'm on my way. Get off my back.
Let's go. Okay, let's go. And like these like again like very like burly kind of like cowboy guys, like guys and gals like walking all around you. And like, do you go with them? Do you go with the flow?
I'll follow along for now. See where this takes me.
It takes you maybe only like two blocks like towards like more towards the center of Pierpoint, and you're able to see like a spot that has no buildings lining like the actual guards, like the guardrails where the guardrails would be of this bridge, and you're able to see like it's a point with an abundance of elevators and supply crates. It's probably like, I don't know, probably about like 100 yards, like just straight across of just places to take up supply and boxes and crates. And also people that want to come up to the city and like kind of explore them before going back down to their ships that are underneath you. Again, that ship passing underneath you, the dockyard is literally underneath you. Make sense?
Right, yes.
And you are able to see that probably like 70, 80 of these like Western cowboy like slaver soldiers are like you are in a crowd of people right now that just think you're one of them.
I will follow along and listen for anything relevant, anything in the way of like I'm going to the underhand. Can't wait. Who wants to come with me? Things like of that nature.
Okay, not a problem. Again, thunderstorms, whipping wind as you're kind of just like, and it's like, what do you seem like you're going to the underhand? Well, I've always wanted to go see the underhand. I've been a gangplanker my entire life. It's been a little bit difficult, but things like that. You know, we all got a job though, got family to provide for, so.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, better than wearing a collar, that's what I always say. As you're kind of like mingling among these like pieces of shit, basically.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's just blending in.
On the northeastern side of Gangplank Crossing, you are able to... Oh my god, McClover, people are subscribing. McClover, McBluff, thank you so much. We appreciate it. McClover spending the love around, and we hit our sub goal of 10. I have no idea what... We should do some kind of reward for that. We'll come up with it later, but thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The easiest way to get to... the underhand would be to head off of the the northeastern section. You're able to notice these elevators go directly to ships heading all over the world. You have no idea where they're going, but if you want to get out, this is the place to do it. And you're able to notice this place is only illuminated by lightning and some covered street lamps that are lit by candles inside. It's so dark out here. Give me a quick perception check.
Okay. Perception. Luckily, I have 6 candles.
6 candles.
I got a 17.
With a 17, you're able to see that around, towards one of the alleyways at the northeastern side, you're able to see an immense amount of heat and light. The air is rippling from the immense heat, as something large is illuminating this section. Make sense?
Yes. Okay.
And you're able to watch as a massive figure, 15 feet tall, walks out from behind one of the buildings and begins approaching this gaggle of pirates that you are now in. Okay?
I'm gonna assume that this is the troll.
You're able to see, 15 feet tall, a fire troll with a blood-red body, chains hanging from his neck and wrists, a loincloth around his waists, and a mouth that is constantly drooling embers of flame. It seems that this troll of this bridge has been put to work. And you realize that trolls are called to bridges like moths are called to flame, and at least in this world, the bigger the bridge, the bigger the troll. And you see this massive figure kind of stumble up and kneel onto these massive clawed hands and look out at this populace that you're a part of. I saw you. I thought you did something come to mind? I saw a face.
Oh, that was my dad getting home. I was saying hi.
Hello, Derby's dad. You're able to watch as this troll goes, "All right there, toll men. We've got very special guests here for 4 days and 4 nights, so I don't want no complications, no rabble-rousing, no drunken disorderlies, no frivolous fighting, and absolutely no hippity-hoppity property." As he addresses these, as the tollmen go, "Right, sir!" And they call out, and you realize that you have masqueraded accidentally as the law enforcement slave catching agency that works Gangplank Crossing.
Awful bad. Hate it. Terrible. No good.
As this troll looks out and goes, "Now, are there any questions about your orders?"
I have a question.
Yeah.
Well, not so much a question. See, my buddy right here, he's been in his cups, and he actually just asked me who it is who is here. Do you mind telling him? Because, I know, and we all know, but he needs to know.
You mean to tell me that you don't understand the guests we have under our own houses and roofs? The warships right below.
He doesn't.
Looks and goes "You fucking asshole!" And you're shaking as this elongated troll's head, crooked nose, dripping flame. It burns at your boots as it goes. "Well, if I need to remind you, I'll tell you this right now: that we be hosting Curve Cut, and we be hosting Deadshot Dread, because they're going to be escorting some very important cargo over to the Underhand as soon as the Fury is done being furious." And you are able to remember what Rahi and the Duke told you when they were scouting this place, that Curve Cut and Deadshot Dread are having some kind of convoy leading to the Underhand, and they're leaving really soon.
Right. Okay. Do I get the sense, so these people aren't going with them, they're just like the lackeys, the law enforcement of Gangplank, right?
Yeah, so it's like, it seems that like where MRPHD runs the crown aisle and Sweet Tooth runs the filling aisle, it seems that this troll is the slaver lord of this bridge, of Gangplank.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes. Okay. All right.
As the troll goes, all right, well, I want you to stick your noses in every crevice you can find and weed out the calls of courage, turning them into dripping and oozing pheromones of fear.
Sir, yes, sir.
Give me a quick Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. For why? Also, I rolled a 1 earlier, so my coin is flipped back.
Okay, understood. Got it.
I remember, for the record. Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. This troll goes, now I don't like the fact that you don't have the balls to ask me questions directly. I'll be dealing with you later. And looks over to you and goes, but I was speaking about the succulence of the pheromones of fear. You're oozing with them. And looks at you, and you realize that this troll has the keen smell feat, and can again with being surrounded by these like slaver lords, you cannot control your own body's just production of like sweat, and even in the rain, he can smell the fear on you. As he goes, now I want you to do something for me.
Yeah.
I want you to look to the man right behind you.
Okay.
So look, you just a random like orcish guy looking at you goes, and the troll looks back to you and says, "Now on the count of 3, I want you both to say this half-elven man's name, because I think we might have some property trying to go hippity-hoppity."
This, like, say my name? Or say...
They're saying your name. What is your name?
Are we ready? Or you said on the count of 3?
1, 2, 3. And the orcish guy right behind you says a name. What name do you say?
I say Clyde because someone called me Clyde earlier.
The guy behind you says David. Just says any random name. As the troll goes, well, it seems that we've got some kind of conundrum here.
Well, my name is Clyde David.
Your name is Clyde David.
Yes, sometimes I go by Clyde, sometimes I go by David. It depends on the day. I like to mix it up.
The troll, kind of like still like looming right in front of you, again, 15 feet tall, crouching, goes, I want any man that's seen Clyde David before to raise your hand now and explain your relationship to him. And the one guy that called you out, who's like standing right next to you, goes, yeah, I said I knew Clyde, yeah, right here. He goes, have you now? You say you know Clyde? Tell me. Give Clyde's face a good long look. You see any problems with it now? And you realize that these guys are like basically trying to shake you out right now and see like if you're actually who you say you are.
Oh, well. I look at the guy next to me and I kind of move the illusion of my coat aside to show my like mithril gun. And I say, yeah, take a good look at my face. The beautiful face you've always known.
I need to change the music very quickly as you're doing a... Hold on, wait.
Am I making bad choices right now? Am I making bad decisions?
Hold on.
Oh, shit! Moss is being really helpful in the chat and reminding me the spells that I forget about. Thank you, Moss. This is a good time to use that one.
What are you trying to use?
I forgot that I have Gifts of Gab, which is a useful thing.
If you want to Gift of Gab to reset what name you said...
Yes, I am going to. Thank you. I'm going to give some gab and say that I said David.
Okay, we're gonna go all the way back to the troll, going. That seems your name is the Daring David, then. So then why am I smelling the fact that you're shaking in your boots and nearly shitting your britches?
Well, see, you know how some people are afraid of heights? See, I've got something similar but different where I'm afraid of tall things. And see, the thing is, you are quite tall, and there's a lot of tall buildings around here. It's something that I deal with on the everyday, just looking at these tall buildings and being real scared of them.
So just to get this straight really quickly, you're not afraid of heights, but instead you're afraid of just looking up at tall things.
Yeah, it's a real thing. It's very real, and I deal with it every day.
You mean to tell me you have megalophobia? That's the thing
I do have megalophobia. That is exactly what I have.
Give me a quick persuasion check.
Persuasion. Let's not roll that die. Let's roll this die. 21.
A 20? Oh my god, far passing this thing's insight, and goes, well, I'm very sorry I didn't weed that out of you in the interview process. It seems like a relevant fear to have for a bridge city that's 200 yards in the air.
I deal with it. It fuels me. The fear.
Well, dare I say, you best get your pheromones under control, because you are oozing and aching on ease. And we wouldn't want to mistake you for anyone wearing a collar, now would we?
Oh, of course not, sir.
Of course not. Alrighty then. Well, men, scatter across, give Curve, Cut, and Deadshot Dread whatever they desire, and make sure that Gangplank Crossing is not crossing their paths as they go, yes, sir! And they call out. There you go, perfect. With that, regiments begin to dismiss, rifles are cocked, shotguns are loaded. Where do you go from here, as you have passed by the inspection of the troll?
I am going to immediately, try and split off from all of these people because, oh no. And I am going to search around. Well, first I'm going to stop somewhere and I'm going to look back into the bag. First of all, is the bagman still in there?
The bagman is not in there, no.
Okay, cool. So I am going to root around in there, first of all, so for, my weapons, for money, because those seems like the two most useful things to me right now.
Okay, got it. For your weapons and money, what weapons are you going for?
I am going for not 32 at the moment, because it's very recognizable. I'm looking for, my rapier, for my daggers, things like that.
You are able to pull out, I'm going to say that you're able to pull out, one weapon and then some money before the bagman comes back, okay?
Okay.
So what weapon do you want to go for?
I want to go for my rapier.
Yes, you're able to kind of duck into one of these alleyways again, rain pouring soot everywhere, and you're able to pull out your rapier. You're able to put that tuck it in your belt, and then you're able to dig your hand in and pull out about give me 1 second just to roll a quick die. And you're D fucking 12. You're able to pull out 120 gold pieces. And you realize that you're pulling out of Ken's stash right now that he has in the bag.
Love to see it. Really do. Okay. Then having some funds now and having more in the way of weaponry. I am going to look around for a dock of or any sort of ships, any business that looks it offers something in the way of paying for passage and paying for transportation.
Makes a hell of a lot of sense right now. You are able to rock up to one of the grand elevators that lead down to the dockyard level of this place, and you're able to say the ferryman goes, normally 2 gold, but for someone who is of the defender of this place, please, for a toll man on the house.
Oh, that is too kind of you. I really appreciate it.
As the elevator begins to descend quite rapidly down, and you're able to notice there is a 200-yard drop between like where the gangplank like street level is and where the sea is.
Okay.
As you are able to descend the entire way down to one of the docks and see a plethora of ships laid out before you. You are able to notice galleons and sloops and trading ships. You're able to see like Japanese sailing ships from Zanwei Fu piloted by lizard folk. You're able to see steam like steam powered elven vessels of war from Golden Steam. All these different ships. And give me a quick perception check. Pardon me.
Natural 20.
Shut the fuck up right now. My God. Let me quickly go back to my other document for a little bit of detail that I wasn't able to share with the rest of the crew. And you are able to notice, where is it? You notice two ships that are much larger than all the rest. Man-of-war ships, made to carry 40-plus cannons, vessels of war. They are not very common in the waters at all. They take easily 150 men to properly pilot, and you're able to notice the description of two of them. And with a nat 20, I'll give you a little bit more. Again, pirate tales passed between people in taverns, on bar, and on the ship. All of the information you gathered from being like grassroots operation of this world. You're able to see the names of these vessels. One is called the Thicket. Captained by Deadshot Dread, who you would know as the Rabbit Folk Sniper. The reason it's called the Thicket is because the vessel is covered in dense foliage all around the guardrails, the crow's nests, and the main deck. The second that you're able to see is known as the Hypocrite, captained by Curve Cut, the deformed Arakocra rogue. Rogue. Yeah, not Heracles. It's the deformed rogue. I swear.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you one bit.
It is primed for boarding, with enormous planks covered in spikes, ready to attach themselves to enemy vessels, like they're better suited to boarding ships than attacking them at range. Make sense?
Okay, so that one's better at boarding.
But definitely not positioned in a way that they are going to the underhand right now. Sorry. Positioned where they're trying to, when they set sail, they're going to go to the underhand, not going right there 4 days. They're going to be here for 4 days.
Okay. Gotcha. The underhand. All right.
We're going to go back to the wind whipping.
So, looking at these ships. Oh man. Oh, because soon enough I'm not going to be disguised anymore, and that will be more of a problem. And also, just in case he's looking out at all of the ships, just because Cowrie is kind of always watching for it, is there any chance that I see the exterminator anywhere in the harbor?
Go ahead and give me a quick perception check with advantage.
Okay. I got a 22.
22. Being at the docks, everyone is running all around you right now. The waves are crashing up. Like, again, it's like salt water's like burning your eyes. The wind is whipping you everywhere. Again, you're on a dock right now in the middle of a thunderstorm with like every maybe 10, 15 steps. You have to stop as waves lap up and take over the dock, like almost knocking people off and away. Ships moving up and down so rapidly. You see the cranes above are swinging back and forth very dangerously. People are probably not going to be going anywhere until the Fury has passed by in about 4 days. And you're able to see some ships very foolishly, like you were looking to book passage, are pushing off to try to get to the underhand for whatever, like urgent matters, family matters, whatever it happens to be. And you're able to see that this dock is almost fully taken up. Like there are almost no docking stations available because all ships that are nearby came home to roost at Gangplank Crossing. However, one ship, foolishly, it's like a galleon in between these like two massive warships, and begins to take off and set sail north towards the Underhand. And just as soon as that galleon disappears and is almost like swallowed by the storm where you can't even see them anymore, the waves kind of blocking the view, you are able to see the smallest sloop take the only spot available as above the waves you are able to read in purple lettering, the Exterminator.
My friends!
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this was so fun.
Yes. So, Cowrie, Darby, we having a good time?
Yes, I'm having an amazing time.
Yes. Everyone in chat, hope you're all having a great time. Yes, get an introduction to Gangplank Crossing, and the final slaver lord of the Molar Isles, robbing Kenneth Ward blind. Yes. Now, the crazy thing is that we got Palm of the Fist in like 2 weeks. Sadly, Break got to be traveling, but Kenneth Ward is here, so that could cause problems.
And he's gonna be super duper mad when he realizes that I took all his shit and ran.
Yes. Super excited to see how that plays out, because and also quick ticking time limit here. You guys, Palm of the Fist spoilers. The Exterminator is basically going to be forced to stay within Gangplank Crossing for the next 4 days because of how bad the storms are from the Fury. When the Fury is passing by, if you guys want to risk leaving in the midst of the storm, there is and of course I'll make you guys do checks for it. Your ship might be damaged or pulled to ground, or maybe even destroyed. So you either have to stay in Gangplank and be there for 4 days and then leave with the convoy when they head out, or try to risk the storm. So be ready to strategize about that. But Darby, anything else you want to talk about before we head out for tonight?
Oh man, just the first of all, had a spectacular time. This is really cool. The feats are really awesome, and I'm very excited about them. And second of all, I was just thinking about how Cowrie, separated from their crew in a city that they don't know very well, alone and figuring things out, is very much how Cowrie started the campaign way back pre-stream in the first session. And I was just thinking about that when Cowrie was wandering around, and I was like, go so far, and somehow full circle still.
Timelines all lining up. I love Misadventures so much because it's able to like touch on characters and like their skills maybe in a little bit more detail than what a usual game like would allow for like timing and stuff, but also for like wonderful things like that where it's like Cowrie has come such a long way besides getting arrested 15 minutes after leaving their crew to outfoxing the most powerful rogue you guys have met so far and tricking the troll that runs this city. So
I cannot be David Clyde David
you can't
ever
be Clyde
again.
David
Clyde
anymore.
David dies today.
There was a potential in my brain. I was like, Cowrie's going to have to run if they fail the check. Run and just straight up jump and just grab onto a chain and then just hope they don't die on impact. But I should never underestimate the roles of this group when it comes down to charisma. It will always be above a 20 every fucking time. Yes. Oh, yes. Well, I hope everybody had an absolutely ball of a time. This is a ton of fun. I'm very excited to explore more of Eastern Waters, Gangplank, and ready for all the adventures you can do. Yeah, all these people fucking suck, so get ready for a lot of acceptable violence, destruction, and maybe you can rescue a few people along the way. But with all of that, much love, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the table, and we all hope you have a wonderful night. Peace out, guys.